Welcome to Gaming Top Down. Today we're going to be unboxing Brink from IV Studio. This is their newest game in the Moonrakers universe. It has some worker placement and exploration and trading between players and blind bidding, and it's also a big deluxe box. So let's go down to the table and take a peek at everything inside. Okay, here at the table we have the box, we've got the extra stuff, some bonus hexes, sleeves, and community cards that we'll get to in a little bit. Here's the back of the box, 2 to 5 players, 90 to 120 minutes for ages 14 plus. Alright, pretty hefty box here. The lid off. First up we have the rule book. Here's the components, table of contents, general gameplay and scoring, hex and card reference, player area and player setup, gameplay, action cards, trading, riders, ship upgrades, faction objectives, the council vote, how to play with 2 players, end of the game, and what's this? How to store? Nope, that's end of the game. Then what's this? 1, 2. It's probably showing you how to store it, I would imagine. And the credits, we'll come back to page 23 when we're putting it in the box. Okay, then there is a bag for something. Here's a storybook, Knife's Edge. I'm just going to flip through the pages very quickly. Again, if you don't want spoilers or anything, maybe skip 10 seconds, but we'll be very quick, and this isn't a very long storybook. But if you wanted to see those pages, there they are. Okay, we've got player shield for the 5, I think it's 5 different player colors. Let's open these up. Yeah, yellow, blue, orange, green, and purple. Then some punch outs, which look like they're also for the player colors. So we'll take a peek at them in a second. And some of the, what would you call these? The world hexes. When you're exploring, you'll be exploring different planets. You actually put your workers between planets. Different ones might go on the section between 3 hexes or on the line between 2. And I think you also might have a worker that just goes directly on one. So there are those. Standard thickness, but they feel good. Just put those over here. Some more hexes there. And some more here. And this is a big one in the middle. I'm guessing this is like the starting area where the board builds off from each game, would be my guess. Okay, next up is the game board. So let's move the box for a moment, set up the board, and then we'll do the rest of the unboxing on the board. If I can move everything out of the way. It looks like it's a 6-panel board, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, there we go. Now we are down on the table. So yeah, this must be that starting section where that first piece goes, kind of like this. And then hexes will be built out in this world. And it looks like there's a bunch of other stuff on the board, some explanations of iconography, council vote, steps here, and then the different, which looks like 5 different factions you can play as. There's some information up there on the top left as well. Cards probably go over here. It's a lot on the board. Very cool looking though. Has cool texturing on it. Awesome. Okay, getting back to the box. We've got a blank divider cardboard page here. And then we've got the player trays. So here is green, which is the one we'll look at, and we'll move some of the others out of here for now. Then some styrofoam. And I feel like there should be 5 player trays though, right? Yeah, 2 to 5 players. We'll see, maybe there's another one under here. A big tray for a lot of the components. There's the 5th player tray right under there. Orange. Got a big piece of something. Look at that in a minute. And then, what is this last thing? Got a black magic tray down here. It does have a lid. I'm not sure if they expect you to pull this whole thing out of here when you play. But we'll pull it out for this and just get the box out of the way. All right. So you've got a big old tray there. And then what sits against that? It looks like it's the shape of that. But that wouldn't make sense. Maybe one player plays as the banker or something, and they're kind of in charge of doling these things out. That'd be interesting. Each player has a tray, which is kind of cool. Let's move this big thing. There's a lot more trays in here than I thought there would be. So let's see, this is the green players' pieces here. So they'll store their pieces underneath there when the game's being stored, and then it has this cool double layered little track, I guess, that will stack here on the left side. And then your shield will also go up in the front, I think, just like this. Maybe I can unfold this at all. Here we go. Like so. Then behind your shield, you're going to keep the different types of resources, and then you'll put some of them in your tray here, which is like your bidding tray, where you have to bid for the different resources during this council vote at the end of each round, and then you'll pull your tray out to reveal how much you bid. And so that is the purpose of this tray that kind of sits on top of these resource holding wells. I'm guessing that these 4, punch outs here, if I can get this back in camera here, sit inside of, I'm guessing they sit right in there. Where's the rule book? Let's see what you say. There was a section about the players area. Yeah, the voting tray. So that's right. Orange goes in the right side. So I'm going to press it down in there a little bit. Orange, green, yellow, blue. Green here. Yellow. And blue. And so again, that tray will just kind of sit like that, and then you'll pull it out to show your vote. Very cool. Little piece. Ivy Studio does a unique job with their pieces. They're always different. So I think that's part of the allure, to be honest. So there is that player tray. I'm going to pull the shield off so we can look at that a little bit less blocked. Okay, so zooming back out, we've looked at one player tray. There's 4 other player trays. We've got this big tray. Let's look at it last. This lid was on here, I think. I'm guessing it looks like it has slots to hold cards. So maybe it's used during the game? You set it like right on there? They do line up with those icons with these. I'm wondering if maybe you just set this right there during the game. Or maybe you don't have to, but maybe that's its purpose. It is a lid for here and can be used as a card holder over there. Interesting. So there is that lid. And then let's look at the pieces that will go inside the player tray, which should be these. And they are different resources in the player's ships as well. And it looks like there's a piece of tape. Okay, it took a second, but I got the 2 pieces of tape off of there. And I do like the way these colorful pieces look. So we've got different resources. These are going to be a little loud for me to open, but I'm going to open them while I'm talking. This yellow resource, again, would go here as you get them. Or I guess you could put them here as you get them and then pull up as many as you want to bid behind your shield. They're a cool looking cube. I do like those. Dump these in their spots. The other resources are this purple thing, red thing, blue thing, and green thing and orange thing. Wait, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6. So one of them isn't. The red ones are a UA cube, it says. So they're not a standard resource. They must go in this side when you earn them. All right. Let's zoom in just for a second. So we looked at the yellow ones. They're kind of a cube. Got these purple ones that have kind of a cross on the cube. Then the blue ones are, I mean, they're all kind of cube based, but it just has a different kind of indentation on there. Okay. And then the green one, again, kind of looks like a cube, but has different indentation on it. Looks like a letter H kind of. And orange, same idea, but has like a diagonal line cut in the sides. So there's those. Then there's the red ones, the 15 UA cubes. I wonder if they're wild. That'd be my guess. They look like a letter X. Kind of. If I could stand that up, that'd be great. Yeah, letter X. Okay, I don't know where to store those. There's not... It doesn't seem like there's a 6th spot in here. So put them to the side for now. We'll find a place later. Okay, and then the player pieces. I'm just going to pull out the green ones. Well, no, it looks like there's quite a few different things here, actually. Some of them aren't player pieces. We have, this is a shield lattice. That isn't a player component. We have a stand of some kind. What does it say? Well, it doesn't say. This ship must go on it, though, would be my guess. Let me see. But it doesn't have... Oh, it does have a hole right there. Ooh. Okay, that is a UA flagship. Whoops. Does look cool in red. I like it. Then there's a fusion drive. Some of these might be in this other bag as well, because I don't see the fusion drive. Oh, it must be this thing. It's very small, kind of a off yellow, almost translucent yellow little thing. I wonder if it can attach to one of your ships. It looks like it probably can, because there is like a spot here on this. Let me choose a different color. This green one, for example, and it looks like this would hook in that hole there to give it that bonus. Kind of cool. And then there's also a little like turrets, like a weapon looking thing that I think would attach to, again, probably not mixing colors, I would imagine, but just so you can see that, attaches to the front of the ship. So there are some general pieces that aren't specifically for each player, but then there are some that are. Each player has 3 ships. One that is like 1 goes right on a hex, this one goes between 2 hexes, and this one goes in the corner of 3 hexes. They also have player tokens that are slightly different depending on which player you're playing as. It looks like the ships are all the same, just different colors. Yeah. So let's move the ships. Then the player tokens, let's show you one of each color at least so we can see those. 3, 4, and whoops, where's an orange one? It must be this thing, right? So each player has a different shape and design of player token. And then the ships we already looked at, ship attachments we already kind of looked at. There's also these ones that could clip on the front of a ship as well. Looks like a cargo attachment instead of a weaponry attachment, but kind of fun that you've got different attachments that can go on the ships. And let's look at the green players and see if we can set them here and figure out how they would fit here. It looks like they're probably placing their player tokens here and here. The turrets you can unlock that sit here, and the cargo pieces would sit on this side. And then I'm guessing they have this piece and they can decide like where they want to go up this tech tree. I think that's right. From videos I watched earlier, I think that is right. And then underneath, they have spots for their 2 player tokens, the cargo pieces, 1, 2, I think that's right? That looks like the cargo side, and this is the turret side, I think. 3, and 1, 2. Wow, my shaky hands are struggling to get those in there. Where is your 3rd turret? Oh, I put it on this cardboard top. Okay, got those, and then they have 3 ships. That one, this one, and this one. So that's how you would store it in the box. And you can put this lid right on top there, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we've looked at all of the player ships and these extra plastic components as well. They're very cool. I'll put those in the individual trays off camera so I don't waste your time doing so. But let's look at, I'm guessing this tray also just holds the hex tokens for the world. And let's see how the lid sits on there. It does have clips, which is really nice. should hold those in just great. Okay, so then let's see what's in here, because there is some more stuff. It looks like some small cards that it looks like fit inside these trays. So they must be maybe objective cards or special action cards. Then these bigger cards and some more smaller cards underneath there. Okay, so let's zoom in really quick. Take a look at these cards, then we'll look at the extra cards and tokens that came in the deluxe version, and then we'll be out of here. I guess first up, there is a big first player token that kind of has the Brink logo on top. There's just kind of a big hollow plastic piece for that. Cool looking. Okay, now for the cards, let's look at the big ones first. You'll have to let me know in the comments what your favorite Ivy Studio game is. I think mine is Fractured Sky, but I am excited to try this one. Trying to remember what other games they have. I think Tend is coming out later this year as well, that they kickstarted last year, which does look cool. They just had Realm of Reckoning, I think it was called, on Kickstarter just recently. They do churn them out over there, but I'll give it to them. All of their games do have a unique, like, visual vibe to them. You can kind of tell just by looking at a game, even if it didn't have their logo on it, that it was one of theirs because of that. So, all right, here we go. We've got the cards on the backs. We have got some rival cards, some player aid cards, some, maybe that's the fronts. I don't think it is. No, these are definitely the fronts. You're probably choosing a commander with a special ability for each faction. And then there are different objective cards for each faction, player aids, and these special ones. What do they say on the back? Rival cards. Reveal one rival card at the beginning of every round. So some game-altering state, I guess. Okay, so here they are. For the orange faction, got some leaders. 5 of them. For the blue faction, the green one. Whoops, I think I picked up 2 cards. I did. It's that one. Purple. Yellow. And then these objective cards for, well, I don't know if they are faction objectives. For blue, yellow, green, orange, and purple. Player aid cards, they're double-sided, have on your turn, and hex actions, and then voting and icons on the other side. And then these rival cards, weapon regulations, request of power, trade of intel, and economy secrets. All right, so that is all of the big cards. Then we have action cards, it looks like, and I think they all have the same back. Yeah, it looks like it. They're a little stuck together a bit, so try to separate them as we flip through them. I'm going to go through these pretty quick since there is a lot of them. Try to get my fingers out of the way as I'm flipping through. It's like they let you exchange goods, get discounts on ambassadors, extra power when scoring during the council, score an extra 3 points at the end of the game. They are very stuck together. Okay. That one's stuck, I think. Oh, maybe not. They must have to do with the 4 different types of resources. And so the cards have a different colored banner based on which resource it's helping you to gain. All right, that was kind of a slow and methodical flip through the cards, but there's those. And then last up are these Rider cards. And looks like they're kind of unique. Can be used as any resource while voting. The final vote is increased by 2. These must like change again the value of the different resources during a round, would be my guess. Oops. Probably put a resource there, and then the text below is then in reference to that specific resource color that you have chosen. Just assuming that based on the graphic design on the cards, but that's what it looks like. That would be cool to be able to kind of change the economic state of those resources during the game. Okay, and I think now we've looked at everything inside the box except for these bonus hexes. So let's get them out of this. Okay, here are those bonus world hexes. Stray Post, Celestial Zone, Sat Farm, SAT period. Satellite Farm, it looks like from the image, and the Convergence Void. They probably just get shuffled in with the rest. Then there is also the community cards, volume 1 here. So we've got some new, an extra like player card for each color. Amber, Salatar, Armitage, Arc, and the Warden. And then some more of these action card. No, wait, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rider cards and 5 action cards. So the 5 action cards are here. Put them, where were they? They were up here. Purple, orange, blue, green, and yellow. And then 5 rider cards here. Okay, and now that is everything inside of the box when you open the yellow, I think, deluxe version of Brink from Ivy Studio. Thanks so much for watching this unboxing. Again, let me know in the comments what your favorite of their games is, and if you are excited to play this one, if you've played Moonrakers. I'm excited to try this one. I haven't played Moonrakers before, but I think this one sounds like a fun time. Thanks so much for watching this unboxing, and I'll see you on the next one here on Gaming Top Down. Thank you so much for watching this video. As most of you know, Gaming Top Down is an independent endeavor. I don't accept money from publishers for previews or opinion-related content.
But there are a few ways that you can support the channel and help me keep the lights on. Liking this video and subscribing to the channel helps me to grow. If you're thinking of getting a game that I covered in this video, please click the affiliate link in the description of this video. It helps to support me and doesn't add any cost to your purchase. I also do a weekly gaming podcast where I talk about the board games that I'm playing along with my brother. You can check that out on Apple's podcasts and on Spotify. And you can also get that podcast 3 days early over on our Patreon. You can follow the Patreon at patreon.com/supergamebrothers completely for free. But if you do support us over there, you get some extra perks like being able to write into the show, getting early access to the show, voting on the games that I'm going to cover and review, and lots of other fun stuff. Thanks so much for your support, for liking and commenting on my videos. You really are what helped keep the lights on for me. Thank you.